Yeehaw! Cowpokes for Christ, the All Belong Children's Home's animal therapy program. Let's pull this next one out of our hat. It's the rabbit, also known as the bunny or Articulagus caniculus. Now, rabbits and hares are actually a whole different species, though they're part of the same family, the lagomorph family. They're related to picas too. Bunnies have long ears, and they can even rotate their ears behind them. There are over 50 breeds of domestic rabbits today. Now, a baby bunny is also known as a kit, and they can start hopping around just a few hours after being born. Now, bunnies have big teeth. They're called incisors, and they never stop growing. Did you know a group of bunnies is called a fluffle? What else would you call it? I mean, just look how cute they are. Bunnies are actually very strong. In their legs, they can jump up to 3 times their own body length, and they're very fast too. Some rabbits can even run up to 45 miles per hour, though most are just 30. Now, rabbits, they love carrots, but they actually prefer hay, grass, and other leafy greens. Bunnies make great animal therapists. They're not aggressive and they don't play as rough as other animals, which makes them some of the most gentle pets. They're relatively quiet and love to sit in silence with their owners. That being said, they are affectionate, love being playful, and that can make them naughty on occasion. I mean, you remember Bugs Bunny. Let's talk about one of our bunny therapists. This is Beatrix. Beatrix was actually a baby in that picture. Let's start with her name though. Have you ever seen Peter Rabbit? Beatrix Potter is the name of the book's author. She created the whole concept and she loved rabbits, and so we decided to name her after her. So this is Beatrix. Now, as you can tell, Beatrix is a very big bunny. She's what's called a Flemish giant rabbit. They're the largest breed of rabbit in the world, and they can weigh up to 30 pounds. They're quite tall too. They can be up to 3 feet long and have ears that are as long as 6 inches. Beatrix is still quite young though, and is only a little over a year. She has more room to grow. They are gentle giants and are more calm than other rabbits, which make Beatrix a very good animal therapist because she just wants to lounge around and play a little here and there, but mostly just cuddle you and listen to you with her big ears. It's funny, though she is a rabbit, she acts a little like a dog and loves to just be groomed and to hang around and lie on your lap. Next up is Pascal. Now, Pascal is more than just an animal therapist. He's a teacher's aide. He actually accompanies my wife, Mrs. Hall, to New Life Academy every day. He has a little home away from home. The job must pay pretty well because he has a 2-story home that he absolutely loves. A nice fenced-in front yard as well. Now, Pascal is what's known as a New Zealand Red. You can tell that because they have a nice red hue to them. Pascal is a little more like a cat, the same way that Beatrix is a little more like a puppy dog. Pascal loves to be pet, but he also loves to get up to mischief here and there as well. Loves to jump and sort of perch along things. If Pascal got a report card, we would say pleasure to have in class because he is such a blessing. School can be stressful and kids can just sit and pet him as they learn their curriculum. So Pascal actually means Passover. So he's a bit of our Easter bunny. Now, the Easter bunny is a fun tradition. I mean, I even do it. But Easter is more than just about bunnies. Do you know what it's really about?
They make up this charge that Jesus is a rebel king stirring up revolution against the Roman emperor.
Pilate asks Jesus, "Are you the king of the Jews?"
And Jesus answers, "You say so." And so the innocent is handed over in the place of the guilty.
Jesus is taken away with 2 other accused criminals and nailed to a Roman execution device. And people are mocking him. Hey, if you're the Messianic king, save yourself and us.
But Jesus loved his enemies to the very end, offering hope to one of the criminals dying beside him. And he even prayed for his executors. "Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing."
And then the sky darkened as an innocent man died the death of a rebel.
And then Jesus cried out with ancient words from Israel's Psalms, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." And then Jesus died, innocent and alone.
This brings us to the final section of the Gospel of Luke. There was a religious leader named Joseph who opposed Jesus' execution and then requested to be given his body so he could bury Jesus in a nearby tomb.
And then a couple of days later, some women who had followed Jesus came to visit that tomb, and they found it open and empty, and they encountered these mysterious figures telling them Jesus was alive from the dead. He's passed through death and come out the other side, a walking, talking piece of new creation. And then Jesus tells them that he's going to give them the same divine power that sustained him, so they can go out and share the good news of God's kingdom with other people.
After this, Luke tells us that Jesus was taken up into heaven, which is a cool exit and all, but why disappear into the sky?
So in the Old Testament, the skies are the place of God's throne. They're above everything. So this is Luke's way of showing that Jesus has been enthroned as the divine king of the whole world.
His followers stay in Jerusalem, worshiping God and Jesus, waiting for this new power, and this is where the gospel ends.
Now, Luke is going to write about how they receive this power and take the news out into the world, and that's what his second volume, the book of Acts, is all about.